Hey guys, and here we are back with another video, and I hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today with the Chromecast with Google TV. And in my opinion, which I will elaborate more towards the end of the video, if there is a Chromecast that it's worth getting, it's this one.
Shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So this is the new Chromecast, and it's available in 3 colors. I did choose the white one. Now it has Google TV, which is a refresh of the Android TV OS, which we really well know here on the channel. In terms of specifications, it's running the Amlogic S905X2 with a, I'm not really sure what to say in terms of flash storage, because some sites say 8, some sites say 4, and in my tests, I'll show you on screen what I could find is that it actually shows 4, but only available for us, not even 4. You can see at the time of the recording, I didn't have too much applications installed, but I only had available 2 GB and something of free storage. So once we install a larger game like Asphalt, then forget about the storage space. Nonetheless, if we use a USB Type-C adapter that also has power input, like I have a few right over here, then we can connect then USB drives or SD cards that we can expand the storage really easily. So in my opinion, that's not a really huge deal. Nonetheless, this will be your judgment, so have that in mind. In terms of RAM, it has 2 GB of RAM, which in my opinion more than enough, and really capable device right over here, as we will have the chance to see. Now the remote control, actually it's really nice, small and simple, with the necessary buttons right over here: home, back, the microphone or voice input button, mute, Netflix, YouTube, shut, volume up and down here on the sides, with a really nice form factor. So the remote control, really nice. In terms of setup, for those of you that never used a device such as this one, like an Android TV box, which is basically what's inside right over here. And actually I do believe that Google should have released this back in 2013 when they did actually release the first Chromecast. Now in terms of setup, it's really easy, just like we would on a Android TV box with Android TV OS. And I would suggest to use our phone with the Google Home app, which will make it even easier and fast. And once we set it up, which will take a couple of minutes, we will find then the new interface, which personally I do enjoy it. It's clean, it's different, it has some differences between the Android TV OS and the Google TV. Now the rumors said that this will be the future of Android TV OS as we know it, so probably the devices that we have that will be updated will have in the future this look and feel, which it's easy to use. It's a question of getting used to it, especially for those that already use Android TV OS, but for those that are new to the platform, then there will be no constraints at all. And in my opinion, what I find is that it's a bit more clean, it's a bit more easy to navigate once we, once again, get used to it. Now in terms of the applications, we will find them on the Play Store. Also we can sideload those some apps that are not meant for these devices, as we did in the past with previous devices, and that is it. In terms of the overall performance, what I can say is that it's a quick device to play around. There is no lag, no things like waiting for an app to go to the other, so it's balanced. The hardware that it's in here, it's balanced. And in terms of the real world usage, I did test out a few apps because this device is targeted at the TV experience. So let's start with YouTube. What I can say is that 4K at 60 frames per second, no issues at all. Have in mind that some of the apps will appear as HD or something like that, because my capture card only captures 1080, so just have that in mind. But this is a 4K capable device. Now next was Netflix, and what I could see was a perfect playback, no issues at all. I was not expecting any issues right over here. HBO, the same experience, we can play it just fine. Moving to Kodi so that we can test the performance of real-time decoding of videos. Here we are talking about Blu-rays, 1080 MKV H.264 codecs without any issues at all over the network. By the way, everything over Wi-Fi. Although we can adapt a dongle right over here for storage and for network and so on and so forth, everything was done via Wi-Fi. It comes out of the box without any accessories. Now, if we move to Plex, the experience will be very similar to the experience that we had on Kodi. Moving to some games, Asphalt 8, for example, which is available on the Play Store. This kind of game will be just fine to play with it. And then finally, one of the things that I'm more curious is game streaming. Because game stream, I can use one of my computers on my network and then just take this device to the living room and play there. And if you haven't heard about this, just search the channel for game streaming and you will find a lot of videos that we did right over here. Now, the result was great. In terms of benchmark, it was able to get over, if I'm not mistaken, 100 megabits per second on the network usage. So that will be more than enough to play 1080 at 60 frames per second. And the game that I did test out was Gas Guzzlers, which is a really fun game, not only to play but to test out the game streaming capabilities, because I can see if there's any lag, any delay, I can see the graphics and so on. And what I can say is that in my experience was just awesome. Now, to sum up and to conclude the video, you might say, hey Robert, so everything was just great, so should I get it? Yes, everything was just great, but should you get it? Not really sure. First of all, let's move on to 2013 when they did release the first Chromecast, which in my opinion was a redundant device. And none of them captured my attention until today, because since 2011, 2012, with Android TV boxes, besides being able to install apps like we do right now, even if it was with pure Android instead of Android TV or Google TV, we could do a lot, install apps and so on and so forth, and also do what Chromecast does, which basically is just pick things from my phone and then transmit to the TV via one of these devices, and back then with a Android TV box. And we have been doing this since 2011, 2012 till now. And that was one of the reasons that Chromecast to me was redundant, because it costs 40 euros here where I live, and a Android TV box such as Mi Box S, for example, from Xiaomi costs 60. I would rather prefer to pay 20 more and have a lot more to do, which basically is what we're getting right over here right now, than just having a device that could capture or could receive what I wanted from my phone. So this is my feedback. This is what I thought about Chromecast so far. That leaves me to my opinion, which is they should have released this in 2013. Now, that being said, past is past, and I'm really glad that Google finally came to the market of these devices, and hopefully they will help to push these devices furthermore. This is a great device right over here. In terms of pricing, you will just have to do your calculations if this is the one that you want or not. In terms of the experience, this is what you can expect. You will work just fine with it. So they did a great job. Late, we are in 2020 right now, but they did a great job right over here. And hopefully this video was helpful in some way, and if it was, don't forget to leave that very appreciated thumbs up right over there. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.